Never been a medical reason for criminalizing marijuana. Marijuana was criminalized because it was associated with dangerous classes. Poor people drank. Marijuana was criminalized because it was associated with poor people, dangerous classes. First criminalization of marijuana was in the Southwest. It was in New Mexico, later Utah, and so on, and it was specifically targeted against Mexicans. Marijuana didn't get criminalized in the United States until shortly after Prohibition ended. After Prohibition ended, we had this huge Bureau of Narcotics and had to do something. So they discovered marijuana is going to do all kinds of horrible things to you. The Senate testimony about this is mind-boggling. They did have a representative of the American Medical Association who said, we don't have any medical evidence about this. He was shut up, denounced, got rid of him right away. Then they found somebody else, a pharmacologist, a guy teaching at Temple University, who was doing experiments with marijuana and dogs. They brought this guy in. He testified that when he gave marijuana to dogs, they went insane. Marijuana to dogs, they went insane. They do all kind of things. Some senator asked him, the guy, well, have you ever tried marijuana on humans? So he said, yeah, I tried it on myself. And he said, well, what happened? He said, I turned into a vulture. I started flying around the room. Oh my God, this stuff is terrible. It makes people insane. And marijuana, it was declared by Congress that marijuana makes people insane. But then something happened. It turned out that lawyers, defense lawyers, got the idea and used this for an insanity defense. So if a guy was found, who killed 3 cops, his lawyer would say, well, he had marijuana before, so he was insane, so he can't do anything. And people were getting off on charges, like cop killing, for example, on the claim that they had marijuana. So all of a sudden it was discovered that marijuana doesn't make you insane. Congress decided, sorry, it doesn't make you insane, because we want to wipe that out. The next idea was marijuana is an entry drug. It's a drug you take and then you go on to something else. Well, there was never any evidence for that. But that was decided. And then in the early 50s, something else happened. Marijuana is being brought in here by red Chinese to poison the American population and destroy us. So therefore, we got to stop marijuana. And it kind of goes on like this. Actually, the peak of marijuana use was, as I said, in the 70s. But that was rich kids, so you don't throw them in jail. And then it got seriously criminalized. You really throw people in jail for it when it was poor people. There has never been a medical reason for criminalizing marijuana. Marijuana was criminalized because it was associated with poor people, dangerous classes.
Cannabis community, citizens of the world, I am Dr. Ram Thoreau, and this is Physician for the People. I come to you now with urgent news. We stand at this moment at an urgent time in history. We are at unprecedented technological advance, and still we are treating each other like doo-doo pies. Doo-doo pies.
Doo-doo pies.
It's as if human beings, we have all the machines and the iPads and the software in the world, but yet we don't know how to be kind.
And if you're on social media, it gives you the anonymity to be mean.
Oh, God. Even the ghost is fucking telling you that, not to be anonymous.
It's the greatest place
the ghost,
that you don't have to
Ghost,
wear a
once you
mask.
introduce, look at, you lost your job at the Trump administration, right? Even Trump is so unstable, he's even firing the zombies and the ghosts. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I didn't take a job. I was just under the White House at the time.
Right. So this is Dick Cheney's dick.
That's what Dick Cheney's dick does.
Yeah. Dick Cheney's dick, in fact, right here, ladies and gentlemen. Dick Cheney's dick.
Just call me Smeg, man.
Just call him Smeg. Right on. Tonight we actually have the great honor of trying to undo the Babylon deception that is going on the planet right now.
Wow.
Cannabis community, you are the people that actually took on prohibition of the plant in a police state and actually spoke truth to power. You told the police that you're not going to be illegally healed, that you're going to take your power back. And you, cannabis community, you are the leaders, the natural healers that I'm addressing now. Get your healing on, because we need you to be in charge, and I am that physician to make sure that we take care of our own. All right, so number one thing, you want to learn how to take care of the Barrage of Gananda.
Barragaganda.
Right.
Yeah.
We've determined the way that the Babylon effect is really, in this era, is really maintaining its effect is by setting everyone's hair on fire. Right. Trump's basic job is not to make decisions, but to be a fucking idiot and,
And if they're bald, you smear their scalp with sterno and light that.
Right. That's presidential quality smearing right there.
Yeah.
The president sets your hair on fire with porn stars and wife beaters in the White House. Right. That's how you do it. And the only way you undo the Babylon effect, right, the way you undo the mental slavery is with the plant.
The plant.
The plant. Only the plant can save us now. Now, right on, we're going to have one of the leading cannabis programs this week. I got a shout out to my brother, Jay All Day. District Dabbers show. Do we have a graphic for District Dabbers? Oh, my goodness. Tuesday nights, this man's killing it. Oh, every show's like a movie, y'all. Right? You got to check them out on Tuesday nights. Right? 9 to 10. On Saturday nights, we got Corey with Real Deal Farms. I'm telling you, McLeafs, this show blows your mind. It will wrestle your mind and take you out and slip into a Slim Jim. Right, all that. I love this. And Big Bang, we got a graphic for Big Bang. All right, tomorrow night. Now, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. If you want to know about cannabis culture and the plant, right, you want to get in touch with Big Bang. You can follow them on IG, right? Big Bang, BHANG _ it. Big _ It's all right, I'll spell it because I'm a moron. I probably messed up your file. I got a good engineer, and look what I do to him. Confuse him. Oh. So it's not fair to him, right? But you can get in touch with Big Bang tomorrow night. Their party goes on a secret location from 5 to 10, right? You got to check them out, right? And again, we got our friends, the National Cannabis Festival, right? Everybody's going to go to National Cannabis Festival, right? Anybody not going to go? I'll be coming to your house. Take you in my bus. We're going to go to National Cannabis Festival. That's going to be showing up April 21st.
Seems like there ought to be a
right. Hell yeah. And the reason why you want to go there, you can register to vote. If you haven't registered to vote, you got to go. You got to go. Right. We got the people who are registering people. Look at this thing.
Vote.
Oh, it's awesome. Voting is the way that the man gets underground. Right. These people, they will register you to vote. Cannabis community. Right. You want to talk about take your power back?
Take your power back.
You can show up, National Cannabis Festival, RFK Stadium, April 21st, Saturday, and you go get registered to vote. You're going to visit your vendors, and you get your cannabis on. And that same way that you make it real, I got my friend, Christos DC, world reggae artist.
On weed, cannabis
all right,
soldiers.
April 6th at the Tropicali, DC. We got that one? All right. Oh, look at this. Christos DC, look at my friend. And he's going to be coming up next live. Right? I actually got Christos DC on the show to tell us about reggae culture in DC because it's live. It's here. It's on Physician for the People, y'all. And I'm glad it's here. But I got to go. I let the gas on. I got to get it. Jay, take us to a song. Got to go.
Cannabis community. Physician for the People testifying there is no cannabis that is recreational. All use of cannabis is in fact medicinal. Cannabis cannot be slammed into the capitalist culture market as just another product. Cannabis is not, in fact, a commodity. Cannabis is, in fact, a natural sacrament. Cannabis delivers bioidentical cannabinoids that our body make. The cannabis plant, the hemp plant, are the only plants that make the bioidentical, identical cannabinoids found in our own body. Not like opiates, which are like natural endorphins, will make you sick eventually. Cannabis doesn't make you sick, cannabis makes you well. Cannabis community. Physician for the People. Did you know that all cannabis, all hemp, is in fact thermogenic? In other words, all weed is skinny weed? Yeah. The CBD component of cannabis turns on the receptors that burn fat in the body, especially the CB2, right? In the muscles and in the liver. Not the CB1 receptors, which are in the brain, that create kind of psychoactivity, right? Now, when the CB2 receptors or activated in the body by cannabis hemp, right? The only real products that can do this directly. Body starts burning deep fat, just as if you were exercising, just as if you did a long run. Now, utilizing the thermogenic properties of cannabis can help people stay at their target weight for a life. At a godless time, in a machine age like ours, the computers have taken over because people work for them. They're attached to them. I'm talking to a computer right now, and you're listening to me on a computer. The computers rule, and the people drool, suffer, because people, we're good in our nature. We do good things. We want to be good. So we're being good right now. We're being good to the computers. All right, are you being good to yourself? Are you being good to your community? In a godless time, in a machine age like ours, we have to go beyond the computers. We go beyond the mind. You have to go to what's kind. What's kind in a machine age where the computers have taken over? Are you good to other people? Best way to find out is, are you good to yourself? Be good to yourself. Find the God in you. Find the God in others. Find the God in life. Cannabis community. Physician for the people discussing how does cannabis affect the endocannabinoid system. Right? It's complex. And even more complex because human beings are so individual. Called biochemical individuality. And some people you can observe really do not have endocannabinoid deficiencies. Right? People with great muscle tone, fit, otherwise, again, you could see them a great degree of well-being, no recorded pain, right? You know, not walking around in pain, right? Give these people cannabis, it can be very disorienting to them, right? Why? Because their endocannabinoid systems are rebooting and they continue to reboot. This process is disturbing if you're well. Now, people with endocannabinoid deficiencies, they're lucky if they can get their endocannabinoid systems to reboot. Get it? People with endocannabinoid deficiencies get tolerance. People who are fit do not. So we want to look at the endocannabinoid system as a reboot. Cannabis community, how are you going to make your day complete? Remember, it's more than wake and bake. It's about letting the plant within, take over for today for a little bit. When we clear the mind, when we actually let it rest in meditation and take on the silence, what becomes obvious is the endocannabinoid system is rebooting, right? And that really does complete the endocannabinoid reset from the plant. When we take on cannabis, when we take it on, we take on cannabis use, what is it doing? It is rebooting us. Now, for many who have been overwhelmed by stress in their lives, almost everybody in the modern lifestyle, this means that they are coming in unable to reboot because of the stress. Cannabis becomes an essential nutrient, and I'm enjoining you. Take the cannabis seriously.
Well, cannabis community, Christos DC, world reggae artist, is sharing not only his reggae vibe, but he's sharing your incense. Share your incense with our audience, Christos.
Well, I'm just getting ready to start distributing incense now that I'm importing from India. I've been doing some concerts in India the past couple of years.
Wow.
And, fell in love with the incense while I was there. It's something I've collected for many years everywhere I travel. But
wow.
I sampled maybe 150 different varieties to narrow it down to the 7 that I'm going to be now selling as kind of a new line with Honest Music. So we have Honest
Brilliant.
Scents, and you can find it online for, domestic shipping is available.
Nice.
Also, you can come to our concerts and smell this stuff, which is absolutely
And
incredible.
they're honest scents, but they're not common scents because you
Anything but common.
weeded them out.
It's far from common.
Very
The
uncommon.
stuff that I find here in the U.S. that says made in India, a lot of it is really buy in bulk. It's Nag Champa. It's just very common and average. This stuff is really unique and special, and a lot of the ingredients that they use do have different properties to them as well. That if you want to look into the benefits, I don't know. I tend to look at the benefit as being something that's more spiritual.
Well, they invented aromatherapy essentially.
You're absolutely right.
And there's
Right.
there's like herbal ingredients. There's essential oils involved, and there's all sorts of sacred levels of this.
Right. You can
stuff.
see the quality
Oh,
right
absolutely.
there.
Yes,
right.
that's right.
Right. You can really, and I'm telling y'all, how beautiful it smells when it's raw, unlit, is exactly how it smells when it's, sometimes you smell incense. It smells great in the package,
And then it stinks when
it's
you burn it.
oh my
Yeah.
God! Like
Yeah,
what
it's
is
true.
this?
Yeah.
Right, but this is gorgeous, and
Yeah,
you
the
can tell
stuff's
it's
incredible.
medicinal because it's not just smelling sweetly, but it's elevating the mind. You can see people's breathing actually open up, their diaphragms wanting to breathe in deeper, belly breathe.
I'm much less uptight now.
I tend to burn it, you know, it sort of makes my space feel like my space.
Right on.
You know, when I get home, I'll light one and it kind of feels like, okay, I'm entering into my own space now. It smells nice.
Oh heck yeah!
If I'm traveling, I burn one in my room, in my hotel rooms, and even on stage, sometimes it's nice to just put a stick right in the front of the stage.
Right on.
Let people smell something really nice.
Cannabis community. I brought Christos DC because you have more than just musical knowledge. You have the reggae vibe knowledge, and when you need to clear out your space, you know how to do it like a boss.
Give thanks,
Right?
brother. I appreciate that.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
talking about.
yeah,
Like that's
sure,
why I'm bringing you on. It's not just because I dig your music, but also I dig your incense. I dig your lifestyle. When you're talking to me about your diet,
Well, think about it. When we were young, what they said the smallest particle of matter
Yeah.
was the atom.
Yes, sir.
But now they've broken it down to where the smallest particle of matter is energy. So if you think about it, energy is something that, you know, is created by so many different things.
Yeah.
To me, this is energy, and it really brings good energy into a space.
Right.
You know, perfect for meditation.
you talk to me about how you actually bring up the vibe when you do your rehearsals. What's your
Oh
secret
yeah,
ingredient?
yeah. Well, I mean, I've always liked to cook for myself. I've been a vegetarian and eating consciously for about 30 years, and I love to cook. And before every rehearsal, before every recording session, I always make a big pot of food for everybody.
Right on.
So it's a nice vibe. Everybody comes into the studio, whether to rehearse or record, and we sit, we have a meal together, we talk, you know, we reason, we're eating. It just creates a good vibe. Then, you know, if cats are coming from work or something like that, they're hungry, food's here, man. Sit down, eat something healthy.
Right on.
And it's food that energizes you. So it's not like, you know, eating some crap that you order somewhere
Yeah.
and you eat it, and 10 minutes later you feel like,
Cannabis community. This gentleman was telling me on the road. You know what he's bringing along? Not only amplifiers, guitars, drum kits, you know, but he's bringing along crock pots and hot plates.
crock pot.
Hey,
But
shopping bags, right?
That's
You-
what my mother used to cook out
Oh
of,
my
man.
goodness, man!
I bring a
dig that.
burner.
Yes, sir.
I started by bringing a burner in a cardboard box with a little pot. You know, I'd throw a bulb of garlic, an onion, you know, a package of like rice noodles or something in there.
Right.
So if I'm stuck somewhere that only makes, you know, fast foods, I can make something in my room. I feel warm, I feel energized, and I'm not eating crap
Right,
everywhere I
Cannabis
go.
community. The artists that make the music that energizes, notice that they understand how to energize themselves. You're making
It's
batteries,
vital.
my brother.
Yeah.
You're making batteries out of food. Instead, you know, you're
This is
eating
true.
ital,
Yeah.
right? Naturally, when everybody else is huffing down Taco Bell, Lord knows what.
Well, even herb, you know, I see you guys are talking about the use of herb here.
plant.
I try to be very conscious in my use of herb because herb is a very powerful, I don't want to call it a drug, it's a medicinal tool.
Yes, sir.
But, you know, herb is a lot stronger than when I was growing up, for instance. And-
Sometimes the medicinal effect can be very.
yeah, and so I try to use herb very consciously when I'm working, when
Yes, sir.
you know, performing, creating, stuff like that. It's like I tell my son and some of his friends.
Right on.
Like they give me the medicinal marijuana argument from when they were teenagers, and I would say, okay, great, cool, you guys, but now if a doctor prescribes you a big bottle of something and it says take 2 every 6 to 8 hours, are you going to swallow the whole bottle? No. So
Right
why
on.
would you roll your whole bag into a big blunt and try and smoke the whole thing at once? Why? All I need is 2 puffs and I'm good.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
it.
Meditation.
I have the same homeopathic experience.
Well, Cannabis community.
I'm not alone in this.
Some people seem to, however. I know some people that really, you know, needed a lot apparently.
Is the screen wide?
Yeah, exactly. No, don't make you a bad person, right? THC tolerance don't make you a bad person, but you know.
See it puffing.
Listen, Cannabis community, can you take it from a boss? how a dad talks to his son about the plant. Right? Right? No, for real. This is what we have to get ahead on. We want to explain this to our kids the right way. The gentleman says it is for meditation.
There would have been a lot less bullshit.
That's right. If your mom and daddy sat you down and talked to you about the plant, like, no, son, this is how you roll it up, you wouldn't be a fucking asshole that you are now. Look at you.
Try rolling it a little smaller first.
son, yeah. What are you gonna lose it all?
Taste it.
Taste it,
test it. Make sure you're okay.
Exactly. If my dad taught me how to roll right,
6 people with
think about that. Think about that. My dad taught me how to roll right instead of rolling wrong.
Roll right.
Rolling wrong.
Roll
Listen,
right.
Mr. Jacob, I want to take it to Mr. Christos' DC song. It's a beautiful song. I want to make it our midway break. Right, he got a thing to do. Man's an artist. He can be showing up at the Tropicalia DC on April 6th, y'all, right? April 6th, I want to say that now before the song.
Yes,
right?
it's an early show too.
Right.
We start 9 o'clock, and everything is done by 10:30.
Dig it.
So, but it's a free show, so you can afford to buy the incense. We're going to be introducing it for the first time at this show. We have 4 to 7 varieties. So
everybody wants to go, right? And we will pad until we get it going along. Are you ready for us? No. It's okay. It's okay. We were doing great there for a little bit, though. I don't know. You go to some IGs instead. Hey, anyways, listen, we love you, and I got to go. No, I'm going to stay right here and look you right in the eye, flop, sweat, and all. God bless. Cannabis community, we're back in 2 and 2. We'll take it to an IG, Jacob. Thank you.
Cannabis community, how are you going to make your day complete? Remember, it's more than wake and bake. It's about letting the plant within, take over for today for a little bit. When we clear the mind, when we actually let it rest in meditation and take on the silence, what becomes obvious is the endocannabinoid system is rebooting, right? And that really does complete the endocannabinoid reset from the plant. When we take on cannabis, when we take on cannabis use, what is it doing? It is rebooting us. Now, for many who have been overwhelmed by stress in their lives, almost everybody in the modern lifestyle, this means that they are coming in unable to reboot because of the stress. Cannabis becomes an essential nutrient, and I'm enjoining you, take the cannabis seriously. Cannabis community, this is for the people here. Let me tell you something. We have a dream. As a community, we have a dream. We have a dream that the plant will be set free. Not only on the planet, but in people. We have a dream that, in fact, the plant and people will be liberated and, in fact, lead. That euphoric, lifted feeling would be the standard by which we handle all human endeavor. That every human-to-human interaction left people feeling good, left people feeling well, that their endocannabinoid systems were always in the lead, knowing that they'd have to remember their actions, that their karma was instant, and that their memory would always be present, that what we do matters, what we say matters, how we feel matters. In cannabis community, we are the leaders of feeling. Cannabis community, physician for the people. 2018 is going to be...
Om Agninaya Supatharai Asman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidwan Yuyo Dhasma Juhuranameno Bhuyisthante Nama Uktim Vidhema Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Hey, Lord, 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 Lord. Hey, hey, Lord, 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 Lord. Spread the fire, share the word required. Speak the fire, speak the truth, the word will remember. Spirit of fire. Hold the pace. Keep moving forward. Don't look back. You're caught up in the mirror. A message of love. What we're here to deliver. Speak the fire. Spread the fire. Share the love that the world it really requires. Ooh. Speak the fire. If struggle is what you face, then love is the answer. Speak the fire.
Which kind of fire that one drop me say? Across the border in every country. True to the Father, love humanity. Better speak honestly, sister, show your quality. Words sound power to the mic, chant a motor. Deep in your heart, this your fire can't out. Pass me the light to make me burn the lamp spread. Cause this your fire of his spread.
Share the fire.
Spread this your music.
Share the word that the world it really requires.
Share the word in the world, make it heard.
Ooh. Speak the fire.
Speak this your lyrical fire.
Speak the truth, the world will remember.
From January to December.
Love is the frequency of which the Creator works to one another. It's the fire deep inside the heart that feeds the desire. Show some love and respect to one another. Speak the fire. Spread the fire. Spread the fire.
Your voice of the wind make your love be the fire. Spread it all over. And if you will on your wings, show you I go get higher. To your happy endeavor.
Speak the fire.
And they really gonna hear what you say.
A musical fire.
Yeah, don't give up when you want step away. Till it to them, yeah.
Spread the fire.
Spread this your musical fire.
Ooh. Speak the fire. Show some love and respect to one another. Speak the fire.
Cannabis community. Did you dig that, Christos DC?
All right.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's just uplifting. The reggae culture vibe makes
That's
everything.
next Friday night, though.
Oh God, brings me up. Brings me up when I'm feeling. When did you first get turned on to reggae like that?
Lord, I think reggae was something I heard when I was young, but to be honest, it was the age of 12 that I discovered a show on the radio here on WPFW, and it was a guy who started Ross Records, Gary, who goes by Dr. Dread.
Dr. Dread.
He used to have a show called Night of the Living Dread, and that show was incredible.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't just play like commercial mainstream reggae. It was really obscure stuff.
Heck yeah.
And we were kids. We used to record it on cassettes, and so
we had mixtape culture back then, brother.
Yeah, that's right. It was.
Heck yeah.
I used to sell mixtapes.
Did
Yeah,
you?
I sure did.
Where'd you sell mixtapes?
Right up in Adams Morgan. I used to bring it.
That was you?
Well, I had vendors up there. There were a lot of the Rasta elders who used to vend, and I
Yes.
made friends with some of them who used to sell my tapes. So
on, right
one
on.
guy, God bless his soul, Alfredo, who's no longer with us, he was actually killed in that area back in the 90s. He used to sell my tapes, and I would show up with maybe 10 to a dozen tapes, put one of them into
Right.
a boom box, and they would all sell by the time it was over.
Heck yeah, cannabis community. That's a
Yeah.
true thing. We don't have that anymore. But cassette tape culture,
Yeah.
that was a real thing. So you would really self-publish.
I would,
like
yeah.
a reggae little company.
Yeah, I mean, I used to shop at Live and Learn Records right around the corner from
Oh,
here.
heck yeah.
Was all Jamaican record store that closed down in the 90s, but I would go in there and they play your records and you just buy the one you like. It was
Cannabis
great.
community, can you dig that? The reggae culture. This man heard the reggae at age 12. Now you're producing Sly and Robbie. Who are you producing? Who are you working with now?
It's been a lot of people. Sly and Robbie,
I heard about
we
this.
were we did do I've done a few tracks with Sly and Robbie, but we did a rhythm album with Sly and Robbie that was the music was I would say given to us to use by the original producer, who's now elderly, and he had turned over some material for us to continue working with, and so we decided to do a rhythm album, which did very well. It was in the top 20 on iTunes after its debut. Yeah, did very well.
Dude, that is world reggae, world-class reggae. Listen, Puma from Thievery Corporation?
Yeah, it's been a real pleasure to work with Puma. He's an exceptional, talent and just mind, everything. The guy's, he's one of those people that you meet and you realize there's something really special about them.
That's so interesting. I got to ask you one more thing about the people you work with that got my attention. Don Carlos.
Well, Don is an exception, just in many regards. But I met Don when I was. It's funny. I met Don when I was 16 years old here in D.C. at RFK Stadium. Yeah. And I waited for him with a record, and he came and he saw it. And he brought me onto his tour bus and introduced me to the whole band.
Get out.
And, let me hang out with them. And, 10 years later, I meet him through a guy named Gold, who was his backup singer. And within a short period of time, I was playing with Don and his band. I was a member of his band.
Wow, that is so humane. The thing we were talking about before in the pre-interview, we did chat first. But you were sharing, these people are absolute gentlemen. The geniuses are gentlemen.
Well, Don is funny you say that because I've met a lot of reggae artists and people I looked up to who weren't always what you might expect of them when you meet them in person. But Don is an exceptional person. He's one of the kindest, most genuine people you'll ever meet.
Wow, that strikes me as true.
Yeah, it really is the truth.
Right. It takes one to know. On Christos DC, when I listen to music, I get someone who. Music is your lifeblood. Like you grew up with it. It speaks to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Mr. Burke told me you're one of your partners. Like not to mention your dad, who's a famous opera artist. But I just thought, can you pronounce
both my parents. Anastasios Vrenios is my father.
Say that again. It's a Greek name.
Anastasios Vrenios. Yeah.
Anastasios.
Yeah. Anastasios Vrenios is my father, and
where's he from? Crete? Rhodos?
Sparta, actually.
Sparta? Oh, he's a Sparta. This is Sparta.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
That's right.
Oh, God, you mean it then. So you mean it.
I do.
What's your dad think about reggae?
It's funny. It's really grown on them a lot. At first, being both my parents are really highly esteemed in the opera world.
Oh, really?
And my mother was the president of the National Opera Association. And
mind blown.
Yeah.
My God. What was that like growing up with the parents? Mom, Dad, turn down the albums. Oh, my God, your opera's so loud.
You just don't want to get in the middle of any discussions over music.
Well, what did they think of a Maria Callas?
Well, actually, my father did some work with Maria.
Of course, because they're Greek. I happen to know that. Yeah, the Greek people, they're like this. Like, oh, Maria Callas, oh, she's my cousin. Oh, what's happened to me? My dad did work with her.
Oh, it's funny. But growing up around that environment, it's funny. When I started playing reggae, they would tell their friends and they would say, "Yeah, my son's in music and he plays. Well, what does he play? He plays reggae." They kind of look like, "You mean that marijuana smoking music?" Yes.
Fascinating.
That's what it is. But now they're really quite proud of it and really have grown to appreciate the music as well. And reggae is based on simplicity, but a lot of people don't realize that doesn't mean it's easy. It's not an easy form of music to master and play properly. I know brilliant musicians who just can't play it right.
Right.
It takes discipline, and so.
Oh, when I hear you play, that's why when you play reggae, I'm listening to rebel music played by someone who's got it in their soul. It's not you're not rebelling against the music. You're speaking to me.
Yeah.
Right. That's the thing. It's uplifting. How does reggae do that? It makes you take on Babylon, and actually tell you what it is, but at the same time leave you with liberty.
Well, you should have. We all have. The opportunity to think independently and to think for ourselves. And for me, reggae, it represents. There's so many forms of it. So what I do is try to make music that's really sincere. It's not contrived. I don't want to pre-think something and say, well, I'm going to do a pop song this week, and let me, I need to write a marijuana song. So let me, I want to just do what's natural and what comes naturally. I don't want to pre-think it too much.
Oh, you're not a pre-thinker. No, I'm sorry. I'm not trying
really,
to. I want to go there right now because I know the artists. The artists are hard to pin down. And I'm talking to a real artist right now in Kansas community. You know them, when you see him, because you go to that space. The last time you really went to that space and a song you loved, how'd you do it? How'd you know it?
Last song that I went into, well, I've actually done a couple since I've gotten home from this trip in February, since I arrived in February. The first was really easy. I actually had a bit of, I wouldn't call it food poisoning, but I was sick in India, I was listening to lots of Rocksteady when I was in India because I was kind of a little disgusted by this whole jungle music thing that was starting to take off over there, and so I wanted to listen to old school music that, you know, like the grandparents of reggae, and I started singing along when I was sick one night. Oh, my belly just a run me, and so you know I was like, my belly just a run. I run to the bathroom, and so when I came home, I thought, oh, it's actually a nice little hook. Let me change it up, and I changed it up to something else, and a song just
put a pin in
out.
it. This man is a shaman. He just shared the songs of his healing.
Yeah, right?
Right? The thing that actually your body's calling out, you're able to turn it into song because you grew up with it as a language.
It actually went from my belly I run me to my foot catch a fire.
Cannabis community, got check Christos DC out. I'm telling you, get uplifted.
Yeah. Well, you know, people can go to my website and check out the music too, christosdc.com, honestmusicdc.com. Can check what I do there as well as the other artists on the label, because we produced a lot of other artists at this point on Honest
Midnight
Music.
Band, who is now banned as Ake Becca.
Ake Becca, you know, Vaughn is really, to me, someone I will listen to in my car.
Right
I
on.
love his music. It's really grounding. That, to me, is roots reggae music. Real roots modern reggae. Roots reggae. Right. And, you know, when we had the opportunity to work with Vaughn, I was really, really excited because he's someone I truly respect. In this modern movement, man. He's just he's top of the field.
Christos, you see, we respect you for showing up. You have made this show world class because you are world class, my brother.
Give thanks, man. I appreciate that. You know, I don't see a comparison in anything, but you know, I just try to do what feels natural and what sounds good and feels good, and you know. Keeps heartfelt spiritual music alive, man, you know?
That's why you're here, because I want that win-win.
I don't want everything perfect, man. There's too much. Computers are fucking things up. Excuse my language these days.
Speak the truth.
You know, everything's becoming too perfect. I mean, all this pitch correct and autocorrect. Yes, I can't sing properly, so I want to auto-tune my voice.
No.
It's like,
if
let me hear you
auto-tune, don't sing.
Don't sing it wrong. Let me hear you sing it wrong in your natural voice.
Let me hear what you really
cool.
freaking sound like. I'm not interested in the stuff that comes out of the can.
Yep.
That's what it is. Reality. Cannabis community. When you get the cannabis truth, Babylon falls. When you listen to music of expression, like Christos DC, when you hang out with artists who are really putting down music of expression and not just lose your mind bullshit, you lift. And cannabis community, when we lift as a community, you know what we do. We take on over. We are the new normal. They need us more than they need Starbucks, y'all.
If you're going to get over, you got to lift.
And Christos, DC, I'm proud to put you on my team. You're in my
honored to be here, brother. I really am. Yeah, man. You know, in Washington, I grew up here in DC, you know, and you know, to be now in a city where marijuana is illegal, people are smoking on the streets, and we've made a lot of progress in the years, and it's, you know, we've got a lot of opportunity to use what's been handed to us, you know, to really grow and create something positive, or you know, we can fall back and you know,
it's more open here than it is in Jamaica, right? We can puff here more than they can puff in Jamaica, and with that, really. Right now, we are world music, right? Not just local stuff. What's going on here is worldwide. We are an international capital.
That's right. It's been a world community here for a long time, and so
local artists, when we say no, world artists just happen to live here.
I fully agree.
Absolutely.
You know,
I think for guests that are this good, we need to have T-shirts that say "Team Physician for the People." Like Team America, but Team Physician for the people, and then the guests, you know, and have
we're
a
up
certain
against
size.
it, okay? Ghost, I'm sorry to talk over you, but if I don't, we're gonna lose it all together. What did you say? You're mumbling anyways. Listen, I'm all over you, but I'm not, because I love you, but I don't. You, on the other hand, you made my day. Say it all your folks. Listen, I want to welcome this man. He's got to go. He told me, right? He does, but he doesn't because he loves us now. He loves us more than you. April 6th. Check him out.
Yes.
Say it again.
Tropicalia. We're doing a free show April 6th, Friday, April 6th. We start 9 o'clock. It's an early show. Like I say, there's no cover, so you can actually come through and afford to buy some of this beautiful incense that we're going to be selling that I've brought back from India myself.
Tropicalia is 20,001 14th Street Northwest, right?
Yes, 14th and U at the corner just below the Subway sandwich shop.
It's on my way.
And how much?
$5 a pack.
$5 each. People will autograph them with his own spit. All right? For
They already are.
For another extra $5. For 10, he's the spit. 5 just normal.
It's already got spit on
He's got spit already. So with that, cannabis community, I wish you fondue. Christos DC. Check us out. See ya.
Thanks.
Cannabis community, physician for the people, doing an inventory of your euphoria. What is it made of? The endocannabinoid system. It's in fact a lipid chain, a chain of fats, essential fatty acids. Not quite the long, hard fats that you might store in your belly, but more like the pre-digested fats that you might find in beans, in fish oil, right? Essential fatty acids, right? Your body eats them, body makes them, chews them up, right? The endocannabinoid system, when it comes to tone, that's euphoria, right? The lifted feeling. What is it made of? It's physical, also emotional, right? Where you have been emotionally counts, right? It leaves a trail. The emotional body. Now look at the mental body, what you're thinking. It leaves a record. It leaves ion channels. It counts. Now the spiritual body also, made out of purpose, your intention. This is you. Cannabis community, physician for the people, asking one question. If the universe is already magical, how do we activate the magic? Perhaps the answer is silence. Perhaps the answer is delivered in the moment the cannabis activates the endocannabinoid system. That the quiet mind automatically merges with its higher self. And this is the experience of euphoria. Sustaining it is simply the experience of meditation. Meditating is getting high. Getting high is a form of meditation. Learning how to make the most of your cannabis is like making the most of your meditation. Cannabis community, physician for the people. 2018 is going to be the year of cannabis. It already is. You look at the authorities. First of all, they're bankrupt. Jeff Sessions may want to make cannabis the new apartheid, but really, there's not enough money left in Trump's America to pay for it. The United States is bankrupt, right? Morally bankrupt, and in fact, financially bankrupt. And they're looking to cannabis as a new tax and regulation scheme that's going to save the man from the way that they like to spend money. The way that we spend our cannabis dollars is going to actually define the cannabis community. We have a choice. Either we're going to be cannabis chumps and play into the stereotypes that the elite and the prohibitionists have mapped out for us for generations. In other words, cannabis community likes Cheetos. The cannabis community will have to define itself by deciding it is the smart, the wise, and in fact, the euphoric. Cannabis community, physician for the people, reporting on a vision collectively held by the cannabis community. The cannabis community will not accept prohibition. They will not be illegally healed. They have taken their power back. Now, in the same way, we take our power back as a society. We take our vision and see that we can have a just society. We can have a fair society. We can have a society where everyone is fed, everyone is educated, and everyone has the right to be free. This can be done simply by letting the plant be sold and shared, taxed and regulated, and allowed to enter into the society, into the culture at large. because cannabis resets the human being.
So Yoga Nidra, thanks for joining us. My goodness, you're looking well.
I'm feeling awesome.
You must feel awesome.
I just got back from Guatemala for a month, so
Guatemala?
yeah.
How's the plant doing in Guatemala?
There's a lot of secret with the people I was hanging out with.
Oh, really?
They use it with qigong, meditation, properly or sacredly.
Sacredly.
Yeah.
Right, to take care of the temple of Most High.
It was really nice to go down there and see people talk about it instead of that.
Because they're experiencing it and not talking about that externally. They're talking about it inside.
It.
Did you get it? All right, now, cannabis community, when I say did you get it, I think you all know what I'm talking about. I want to talk about the temple of Most High, the temple to it. It. The temple of the Most High begins with the body which houses our life, the essence of our existence. Our people, though, suffer in bondage because we approach spirituality through religion provided by conquerors and invaders, right, by politicians.
Never self-sourced.
Oh, my God. We must stop confusing religion with our spirituality. It. The wreck experience of it. Now, religion is a set of rules and regulations designed by people to help us get along.
I think... Oh, sorry.
No, you can jump in. That's what
I know. I think it was invented to make women have sex with their husbands because they're like, I don't want to have sex. And they're like, God will smite you. And they're like, hey, that's really cool. That's my idea.
If I can't smite you, God will smite you for me.
Ooh la la!
Oh, look at all the smiters. They're all into that.
So
you're right. That's exactly what religion was for.
So if you don't have sex with me, God will smite you.
Yeah.
Like,
right. In fact, I'm going to get my dad to marry you off to the husband, right? And you can't even say nothing about it. The woman, right? She's like dolled up, virginal, in white, right? From one man to the next, like property.
It is.
That's what it's for.
And then once the husband has sex with her, he's like, oh, you're dirty. I don't want to have sex with you.
But, look at the blood.
But yeah, I think at some point women are like, no, I don't want to have sex with you. And they're like, God will smite you if you don't. And they're like, yes, that's a great idea.
Exactly.
We should do that.
That's the religion we've come up with is basically sex or go to hell. Right, that's really
Viva l'amour!
Right, viva l'amour over there. What did Mike Pence say? What did
suck my balls.
Yes, that's what Mike Pence says. He ran on a platform of suck my balls or go to jail. Women must. His wife, right, cannot declare it's rape. I think that's Mike Pence's position.
Yep.
The wife cannot say it's rape.
Yeah, I bet if he tried something on his wife, she'd break his fucking neck.
Oh, that's just wrong. Right. So listen, cannabis community, how is it that so many positive people abound and yet we continually have negative devils running around?
Negative devil.
Negative devils. Ask yourself that. I got a negative devil trap one right here.
Hey, baby.
Look at that one. Look at that one. I got another one.
Oh, that's scary.
I got another one on the line.
A disembodied spirit that you can only hear.
Right. The disembodied spirit of L'Enfant is in fact invading the show.
Speak demon.
Again.
Well, have you ever thought of the word, with all the deception that we get, have you ever thought of the word history?
What? History?
You can break it down into two words. His story.
His story.
Which is exactly what it is.
It really should be her
nothing
story.
but a story. Not based on fact.
Yes.
And his, or the powers that be. It is his story about what happened.
History
Cannabis
is written
community.
by the victors.
That's exactly right.
Her story.
We live in the shadow of the victory of invaders. Now, what they've left us is an infected city. Look at this Egyptian and Sumerian temple designed to take the most positive people and turn them into devils. Why? Why did they build a city like this?
I have some words of wisdom, too.
Are you ready for that? Go.
Some rhymes.
Go.
I roamed the Capitol building as a ghost with my demon cat here in D.C. on the East Coast.
What?
Sometimes I will freak out the politicians during the day. I will continue to haunt them until I get my pay.
Oh,
only lucky.
Son of a bitch. Typical politician. Just because he wants to get paid twice.
When it comes to what we know about history, I'm not going to believe everything that has been told to me. Because the powers that be want to control the information by filling it with lots of lies and deception.
Oh. If you got one more,
and
make
one
it now.
more.
Oh, I
as
hate you
far
for this.
as what we have been told, we have to be fearless and bold and tell the truth about spreading the word, since we can't trust all that we have heard.
Cannabis community, the devil speaks the truth. In the upside down, cannabis is the only way to the right side up. Now, a well-informed public is essential to the growth of political and social awareness. Cannabis is the only way that we can actually get to this direct knowledge, y'all. Take the plant seriously. I gotta go. I think I left
Take
the
the
meter on.
plant seriously.
Take the plant fucking seriously, y'all. You guys are the new normal. Right? It is sacred.
Sacred.
It is a commodity, and it is the future. And if you take it seriously, it'll take you to the truth, out of the lies. There's so much that I can't even begin to undo it for you. I gotta go.
We're out. We're out.
No,
We're not out.
there's more. Cannabis community, we have
In a medical reason
heard the word of art tonight. Art is speaking, and we've also got the art we can smell.
Marijuana was criminalized because it was
Okay,
associated
can we
with
lose
dangerous
Chomsky?
classes. First criminalization of marijuana was in the
That's better. He's very distracting. I tend to try to listen to Chomsky when he talks because he doesn't have that much time left. Yes, that's perfect. That's good. It gives me some rhythm. Anyway, cannabis community, be careful not to overdose on candy this weekend. This is the other candy weekend from Halloween. We also have Easter. You get baskets full of Reese's things and just narm, and you wonder why you have a blood glucose problem. But I was in the candy aisle of the CVS just the other day, and for some reason I just started yelling. I didn't know what was going on, and a clerk comes over to me and he says, "What's the matter?" And I says, "Nothing the matter. I'm just giving a shout out to my peeps." That's okay. Yeah. Oh, hey. Anyway, so eat healthy. Have an apple instead of a chocolate bunny. I mean, chew the ears off of one, but moderation, kids, moderation. Don't gorge yourself on too much Hershey's stuff. It's part of how they hypnotize you. Revow.
There has never been a medical reason for criminalizing marijuana. Marijuana was criminalized because it was associated with dangerous classes, poor people generally. Marijuana was criminalized because it was associated with poor people, dangerous classes. First criminalization of marijuana